Good morning. Welcome to my live stream. I had to get some extra sleep in, but I got a little time for work, so it's Bone Keeper's Minions. I was gonna do Vampire Survivors, but that booted it up. I'm like, good game though. Yeah, little minions, get them. Hey, Austin. Good to see ya. Frankly, I'm surprised anybody's here at all. It's the odd hour. What's my stream schedule? Completely off, I'll tell you that. There's just not time this week. What can I say? Hey, Noonie. Hey, Risco. Hey, Classic Sonic. Yeah, I was trying to do a poll, but it wouldn't let me. I'm gonna try again now that things are rolling. Hope you're all having a good morning. Huzzah! Huzzah, it works. Every time you see the word minions, you think of them little banana guys. Classic Sonic, fair enough. Hey, if people didn't like them, they wouldn't be around. Minions. Day off, Austin? Excellent. I do not have the day off, but it's okay. I just had to sleep Sunday. I think I'm sick. Cheese Block official, $5 says can't stay long. Got work in the morning, but we'll definitely watch the stream later. Thank you, Cheese Block. I'll let you know the schedule for today. Yesterday, I knew I was going to be sick. I could feel it. So I'm pretty sure I said at the end of Pizza Tower, I'll see y'all Monday. Which we are technically in Monday right now. I just had to sleep. I was talking to my buddy Brian, who did this lovely avatar. And I was like, I gotta lay down for 30 minutes. He's like, yeah, all right. And I was just out. Like headaches, fatigue, the whole mess. I'm feeling better today. Nonetheless, it's still work, right? So I gotta head to work after this. Not that none of you have. I mean, Austin T doesn't have to, like you son of a bitch. Thank you for the sponsorship. Oh, by the way, Fat Pretzel, thanks for the sponsorship as well. My schedule. Today, possibly sometime after 2 p.m., I'll be doing a bonus stream to make up for missing Sunday. Then after that, I should, if all goes as planned, play some Backrooms 4-player on another person's channel. I'll let you all be aware of that by the time I'm done with the other stream. I don't know whether they'll show up or not. I mean, folks are busy. What can I say? Dave was sick for a while, so, we were going to do it last week, couldn't do it this week because he's ill. I like keeping a strict streaming schedule, but it is tough. So that's what it is right now. I wish I could make room for sick days, but when you're sick and you say it once, what are you going to do? Like make a video go, everybody, I got the sniffles. I don't know. It just feels like it's annoying people. For anybody, you'd be like, oh, thank you for the information, Helmet. There'd be like 5 people like, why'd you make a video about that? Oh, you got the sniffles. No, I think I got one of those. I think I got the flu, but it was like, when you get the flu and it's just like, oh, I'm tired and my head hurts. One of those. Maybe I'm dying. We'll find out. I was a player look like Mario because I dictated he should. I told the game, make him look like Mario, and the game said, you got it, boss. We'll change outfits if that's disturbing. Personally, if I see Mario anywhere outside of his natural environment, I get actually scared. It just scares me. What's he doing outside of the Mushroom Kingdom? Not that I'm worried for Mario. I'm more worried for the world around him. Because he... What do they call them? Yeah, he's a colonialist. That's right. He's the mushroom colonialist, and he's here to rob the kingdom of its riches because he's a bastard. Hey, Red Dragon Empress. Hey, Lee. Oh, yeah, you already... yeah, Lee, looks like Mario because I'm insane. Let's see. Hold 2 eye popper archer. 3 fire. Hefty arrows. Which hurts enemies more. So if I drag them over the witch circle, they don't do so good. I like this game. I think I like it a little more than Vampire Survivors, but not like by a huge margin. We'll see how long that lasts, right? I like these games where they have a... It's about climbing the tree and beating your score, right? So it's very much like a classic arcade game in that, like, you're chasing a score, which was usually the goal of the old ones. Maybe see an ending, right? So we'll just skip the whole ending thing. But, you know, you'd be chasing the, God, I have to do so much reading, I can't tell what's going on. Bomber. Okay, anyways, like I was saying, instead of just chasing the score, you're chasing progression. But once you reach into progression and beat the game, well, you're done. Which is fun, but it definitely has an end, right? These aren't your forever games. I think the closest that we've gotten to a forever game is Minecraft, maybe? I don't know, what's a forever game for you guys? It's a term I just made up, which I'm sure has already been made up before, but it's, you know, fresh to me, so. I would say a forever game would be like Minecraft or something like that, to where, like, you generate the content. I feel like for a game to be, like, enduring for forever, it has to be focused so much on the user that the user creates the fun. Ooh, I got a spell. I can become a giant ball of death. We'll save that for when things get sketchy. Oh, I got smoked. That elf was not a friend. Austin T says Stardew Valley is his forever game. Oh, classic Sonic. I don't care about the internet thief stuff. I've been here for so damn long. I don't know how people continue to go into that stuff years and years later. Like, I've been hearing about Shima for, like, more years than I can remember. Probably, more than 5? More than 5 years, at least 5 years. I quit keeping track. But I still hear about it every fucking day, right? So every time I hear about a drama or a hubbubaloo, I'm just like, okay. Just... I guess that's a fun distraction for people. I don't know. Wake me up when someone's dead. Or better yet, don't. I've been through 2, like, you know, non-alives, two people who exited reality who were my friends as well. So, you know, again, not too fussed over somebody who's got opinions and thoughts. It's like, yeah, of course you do. Especially about media. I like having opinions on media, but goodness. Amazing fact, did you know a game called Peeb? It's a P button to make your character say boner. Well, that's, you know, that's amazing, honestly. I'm impressed. Bradley says Fallout New Vegas is his forever game. Fair enough. I don't think I could do Fallout New Vegas forever. But I guess once you start factoring in mods, maybe. And that is the player, like, added element. Doom Eternal, Titan. Now I just feel like I'm gonna judge people. I don't know. I just don't see this working for me personally. But if they work for you, but who am I to judge? I'm thinking like, what game do I know that has like a narrative and a definitive beginning and end that I could play forever? I'm like XCOM 2, so yeah, I see it. I can see it now for like Fallout. Sure. I'll be frank, classic Sonic. I have no fucking idea what you're talking about, but it sounds salacious. Oh, the rumors. Oh, did you hear what happened? I'll have you know I'm at the forefront of all goings on. Did you know that Billie Eilish farted? Who? Oh, the drama of it all. That's at least what I imagine every time I hear somebody like that. Ooh, imagine the drama of it. Ooh. Of course, it gets way worse once reality starts setting in with some folks. Like when Lotax like ended his life. That was a fun time seeing people just shit on a dead guy and continue to. I mean, you know, it's their right. I'm not saying you got to stop or anything. It's just like, damn. The moment when you realize that even being dead's not enough, right? Like even dying, and much like in this game, your corpse is dragged back out into the fucking fight. So, you know. I did see that, Woodsman. There's some drama that sucks. Back for Blood got its support cut, and I liked Back for Blood. It wasn't as good as Left 4 Dead, but, you know, I thought it was fun. It had problems, but, you know, on its own, right? I feel like it was like a $60 game. It was fine. It looked nice. It ran well. It had an interesting gameplay adjustment. Wasn't as good as Left 4 Dead, but, like, you know, from my perspective, right? New guns, new maps, new art, right? I like that. I like having new assets and art. So, I guess I'm not surprised to hear they're cutting support. And you know what? I think them announcing it's stupid. Like, they gave you enough content for the damn DLC pack, and Left 4 Dead didn't get Left 4 Dead didn't get a whole lot of post-launch support. Essentially, Left 4 Dead 2 would be the post-launch support, which was a damn good thing, but they charged you for it pretty well. You know, it's not like that was free either. So I don't know, on one end that sucks, on the other end I'm like not surprised or anything. Like, of course they cut support off. I don't think that they need to charge as much as they do for these games, so I'm not trying to be an advocate for like you know, oh, you should take it easy on the big gaming company. No, fuck them. But on the other end of it, I mean, geez, what do you expect for your $60 these days? Or 70, or in the case of that game, you can just play it on Game Pass and leave it alone. Maybe that hurt it more than anything. Who knows? I know Callisto Protocol. I like that, but it ran like shit on PC, so I get it, right? You don't gotta explain to me why that's no good. But, you know, despite that, I liked it a whole lot, and I don't know, people just hated the shit out of it. Well, they didn't hate the shit out of it. It didn't make the sales they needed to. Kind of got fucked over like New Vegas, where it's like, oh, well, we wanted 5 million, which is asking a lot, frankly, but we only got 2 million, so I guess the sequel was off the books, which, you know, no big loss. Everything has to have a sequel. Two rerolls. If I don't die here anyways. Sad about Back 4 Blood, though. I think Evolve had more post-launch support, but I didn't really play Evolve, so I couldn't tell you. I do know that the amount of people who worked on Left 4 Dead from Turtle Rock are like 5 people. It's not even like, you know, close to the same team. Yet then we see Motive do, die, you son of a bitch. Anyways, we saw Motive do, Dead Space, and they had nothing to do with the previous development team. So I don't think you have to have like the original Left 4 Dead team there to make a good Left 4 Dead game. We've seen Vermintide. Vermintide's a good game. I don't care if you think it's bad or not. It's fucking good. It's functional. It works. Follows the Left 4 Dead format pretty much exactly. None of them have gotten the versus part right though. I'll say that out of all the Left 4 Dead clones, not a single one gets the whole like, you know, player versus player thing correct. Although, I think people may get rose-tinted glasses with that, because Left 4 Dead 1 kind of had some, like, issues with versus as well. It wasn't exactly the best. The versus didn't get really good until Left 4 Dead 2. Oh, those are not my arrows. Those are enemy arrows, aren't they? Those are bad. Yeah, those are bad. Those hurt. Okay. I can cast spell to heal myself. Oops, nope. I can just run into something and die. Well, look at that. I got something. Let's go spend some money to upgrade my guy. Yeah, there's a dodge here, Grunkalunka. This game's great. Oh yeah, that makes the bad guys stronger. I want to make my guys stronger. Free friendos. And a little bit of yoga. Later classes of Sonic. Hey, Jinyo. Okay, doppelganger bone man. I have no idea what half this stuff does, but it's all pretty much good for you. I like the music. It's relaxing. Titanfall Apex single player game got canceled by EA. Yeah, I heard about that, Woodsman. EA giveth and EA taketh away. Oh, God, still better than Ubisoft. There are Ubisoft games I like too, but man, every time I look at like new Assassin's Creed games, I'm like, that looks not fun. And then I look at Watch Dogs and I'm like, man, I know Grand Theft Auto 5 kind of sucks too. I mean, it's a good game, but like the online connectivity thing's the worst. Like there's always some kind of like monkey paws wish. I want an online open world game from so-and-so, and then it just sucks. Just sucks. Daniel said, didn't EA say the future of gaming is multiplayer? I think one of their like leads did. I don't think like the entirety of EA did. And I think it's really cool that they put all that work into Dead Space. The Dead Space remaster is very well done. And you know what? Even better. I think it's even better when a company says, we're not going to do this anymore. Then the audience goes, we hate that. And they go, oh, okay, well, we'll just give it back to you. You might not be able to trust EA, but you can trust that if they think that they're losing their audience, that they will at least try to keep you there, right? Which is something that I feel like some other game companies really don't give a shit about. And EA, I guess, to a point didn't either. But, you know, again, the pendulum, you know, swung a little bit. And they started doing stuff for the players. What do you know? Or at least in the form of Dead Space. I don't know how people feel about like the Mass Effect Legendary Edition or anything like that. Anything that makes me boot up the EA launcher is a bitch. But I'll say another thing about EA. They knew to release the Dead Space remaster on Steam without the EA launcher. They're like, oh, yeah, don't put the EA launcher in there. Let's not tank this. So they must care a little bit. Rainbow Six Siege, your favorite Ubisoft game? I want it to be, Chrysalis. I think Rainbow Six Siege could have been, in its day, was really good. And even today, it can still be pretty good. But, boy. I just try to play Siege and I'm like, this is fun. And then it just gets worse and worse and worse. And then the player base is real snooty and that doesn't help. I should probably try not to get hit so much. Meanwhile, Dan and I go boot up Battlefield 3 and we have a great time. We just boot up Battlefield 3 and it fucking works. And you just play it and have fun. We gotta play Battlefield 3 again. I mean, you know, same old shit, but no, this is the good shit. Hey, Bistro of $5 says, good morning, Helbit. Hope you're doing all right. I'm currently on a week-long vacation from work. Hey, congratulations, Bistro, on the week-long vacation. I hope you make the most of it. Hopefully it's spent relaxing and not just working for others. You know how that goes, right? Anyways, I wish you the best, Bistro, and thank you very much. Nick Cliff says, EA sucks as a company. This is true. I won't deny that. What they did to Command & Conquer was brutal. After Command & Conquer served them so well, they still left it to the wayside, even though it was like a good series and worked. And, you know, they even did they did do the remaster, though. Thinking about it, like, the Command & Conquer remaster is on Steam and no EA launcher, right? No bullshit. You just buy the game and it works. I don't know, like, every time I want to shit on EA, right? It doesn't have some kind of awful Ubisoft tone to where it's like, they put out Watch Dogs 2, or no, they put out Division 2. You can oh, I got to use all three facial expressions. They put out Division 2. It's only on the Ubisoft launcher. It has de novo. You know what I mean? It's always like a three punch, right? Who's worse, EA or Konami? We'll see how the Silent Hill 2 reboot goes. I don't think a lot of these companies are beyond redemption, but Ubisoft is my least favorite. If I had to pick a least favorite, maybe we'll do that as a poll in a minute too. I know EA mistreats their workers, so not EA. Well, I guess EA, but I know I know Konami isn't really good to their workers. A lot of the bigger Japanese studios just aren't, because it's just the work culture over there. If you think it's bad in America, you can almost count that it's twice as hard in Japan. And some people praise that thing, praise it, and some people don't. I mean, I will say, when people buy stuff like Last of Us and they love it and they go, oh, it's so good, and then they go, oh, I hate crunch. It's like, well, I mean, all of your favorite stuff is made with crunch, though. So, you know, how much do you really hate it, right? So you're still buying the games and you still love them and talk about how great they are. So do you like crunch or you hate it? So on the topic of crunch, I think you got to go by a case-by-case basis, because I've crunched in work. I'm not proud of it. It's not like something I would like hang on my head. It's like, yeah, I bust my ass for the man. It's not something to brag about, but on the same end, it's people like to exaggerate how bad work is. You know, so I try not to lean too far on that end either. Well, you should generally side with the workers most of the time. It's the corporation lying. I mean, look at the shit they sell us. If they're willing to fuck over the customer that much, imagine what they do to the people who make the stuff, right? I say while using my Xbox controller made in China and my RTX 4090 also made in China, and all these things made by people who are in an indefinite amount of crunch forever and ever and ever until they die. Do you see video of that factory riot? It wasn't recent. It was like 2-3 weeks or months ago, and the workers were just like throwing barricades. They were throwing the barricades at them. You know, your barricade failed when the revolting workers are picking up the barricades and hurling them at you. Those are not good barricades. And see, that's what happens when you cheap out on manufacturing. The people who make the barricades can't make the barricades, and because they can't make the barricades, the rioting workers can hurl the barricades. So, you know, in ways, nature heals itself, doesn't it? Coyote Brick says Konami at least does Yu-Gi-Oh! Halfway decent. Yeah, see, that's what I mean, right? I guess Ubisoft has that one game on Nintendo Switch, the Mario Kingdom versus Rabbids or whatever, and it's like XCOM, I hear, and I love XCOM, I do. But I just don't want to buy anything on my Switch. You know what's going to happen with the Switch? Because they're not going to make a pro version or make an upgraded version about 1 or 2 years. Whole damn thing's going to be emulated. And paying full price for any of those games is going to be a fool's errand, because they will nickel and dime you and then go, why don't you pay for it? Not that I would pirate anything, of course. That would be wrong. I pay for everything. But, you know, you guys who might, you know, not want to pay $60 for a reskin of a, you know, Metroid game or whatever. There's going to be very little reason to do that soon. It's going to go the way of the PSP. PSP, same thing happened. It's just too easy to pirate the damn thing. I don't know. But then again, do you really want them like charging you more money for another Nintendo device? I don't want to buy another Nintendo device. Space Invaders. Bistro only buys physical copies of games secondhand on Switch. Online store prices are bullshit. Yeah, you noticed that too, huh? Like, I boot up my Switch once in a while. I'm like, I think I'll buy a game. What's on disc? Nothing. They don't do the Steam thing. Like, they have discounts and sales, but they're hardly sales, right? And it's like, man, you should not still be charging. Hell, Breath of the Wild should be a $20 game by now. They should be selling Breath of the Wild like straight up $20. Most good companies do that after a point. It's like, well, we're after our primary sales period, so let's charge 20. And they're like, no, we'll just leave it there. And if you can't afford it, too fucking bad. And oddly, despite being the cheaper choice in most cases, the Nintendo device suddenly becomes a more expensive one. And then they say, please don't steal. It's like, I don't know. It's like, look at what Microsoft and Sony are off. Even Sony, as awful as they can be, they still give you a deal, you know? So I'd say it's definitely where Nintendo falters the hardest. They don't skip on quality too hard. But boy, they sure know how to charge you way too much for some really old ancient stuff. And then just stop providing support. You know, when Nintendo is done playing, they will take their toys and they will go home, and you can go fuck off. And this is pretty much how they do. So you can't trust them, right? Which is sad. And then they do stuff like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where it's like, wow, this is really impressive. And I want to like it, but you know what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna pull those servers down eventually, and we're gonna have to play the emulated version, right? And you go, oh, we're Nintendo, please don't emulate. So we took the servers down and you can't buy it anymore? Like the 3DS shop's going away, right? So if you want to buy a 3DS game that's like, you know, $100 on eBay because it's rare, if you want to buy it digitally and save $5 for the exorbitant Nintendo tax, then, well, it's your last chance. And then good luck once the service goes away. Do you even get to download the games anymore? How long are they gonna keep up support? Nick Cliff says classic game collection is too expensive. The old cartridges break. ROMs work better on emulation. I mean, you're not wrong about that either. The cartridges are more like collector's pieces these days. Not very many people are putting in a copy of Super Mario Bros. 3 in a top loader or a side loader NES. And going, time to enjoy some video games. I'm sure some people do it, but most folks are just gonna, even Nintendo would suggest, just buy a NES Mini. No, it runs off the same emulators they tell you not to use. That's how you know that they go, damn, these emulators are great. Let's just use those. Cool, a merchant. This game's fun. It's like $5. Zeta says for $100 you can beep. I can't talk about that, I don't think. But the EverDrive is an interesting device, isn't it? Bleach blades. I'm little bony friends are tougher. I don't know. I want Nintendo to do better, but they have no reason to listen because they got Pokemon and Zelda. And look, I'm gonna buy Pokemon, Zelda, and Metroid, so I'm not helping, right? So I can only shit on Nintendo so hard. I just hate the Nintendo tax. They're the Apple of gaming, and not in a good way. Well, I don't know, some good ways. Like, you know, they make good on really skimpy hardware, right? Nintendo doesn't need an RTX 4090 to make a game look good. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe looks really good for what it's on, right? I get that. That's good. So, you know, I can't aim too much. I just really don't like Ubisoft. I had it out for them for a while, but lately they've just been sucking it, like, real bad. Remember For Honor? I liked For Honor. They really didn't support that at all. For Honor is fun. You can still play it, but, you know. I think they recently released a DLC for it, too, but it's one of those, like, why? You're not releasing new maps or anything for the most part, from what I can tell. Unless I'm wrong. Maybe they're getting better too. I don't know. I just had a lot of thoughts after playing the Dead Space remaster. It's like, do I even hate EA now? Because that was nice. It's like somebody who stole $5 from you giving you $1,000. It's like, I really hate you on principle, but I mean, look what you did. How can I complain, right? Coyote says Nintendo knows how to make fun games. That's a fair point, Coyote Briggs. Like, I can shit on the Nintendo tax all day, right? Joy-Con drift, lacking hardware, no reason to really pay for it anymore, all that, but they do make the games fun, and I want to play them. To where when I think of Ubisoft stuff, I'm like, I mean, I could play Watch Dogs 2, I guess. But I could also play Boneraiser Minions and Mech Punk, and all these really cool PC indie games are like $5. This is $5, by the way. $5. And I've gotten 36 minutes of entertainment out of it, and I crave to play more. $5. If this were an Ubisoft game, it would be $35. It'd be $38. $38 for the shit version. This would be the shit version that doesn't have all the characters in it. Research says 400 had maybe 2 new characters last couple of months. Balancing of them is still in progress. Well, at least they're doing something, I guess. I didn't mind Dead Space 3 too much, Coyote Briggs, but I get why people hated it, because it did have some really bad portions. And the DLC ending, I like the ending, but making people pay for it, like with Mass Effect, awful. Still, it's not like Dead Rising 4 levels of like, oh my god, you fucked it up. And people fucking love Capcom, right? But remember Dead Rising 4? Remember what they did with that? They fucked up Dead Rising really hard. So I don't forget that shit. Cool, they do more damage, but they hurt more, but they leech health. This could work out. Get them, boys. This game's great. $5. $5 on Steam. Maybe if you wait, it'll go for sale. You know, get it on sale, 50% off, you know what I mean? $2. Viddy. Nick Cliff says, EA are money grabbers who don't care what fans want. Interesting point, and not entirely incorrect, but what about the Dead Space remaster, Nick Cliff, went against what fans wanted? I think they made Ellie's face, she's older now, they aged up Ellie by 20 years, and Isaac kind of looks like Buzz Lightyear. Outside of those two complaints, which I don't even care about personally, but hey, I get it, right? I get it. You can have reasons to dislike stuff, and they're completely valid. But outside of like 2 characters having different faces, what was wrong with the Dead Space remaster? That's my question. And I'm not trying to defend EA. I'm playing devil's advocate. But you know, they did right by that Dead Space game. They did right by the Command & Conquer re-release, the Command & Conquer remastered. That was fine. Like they're not consistently, right? To where that's my issue with Ubisoft. Nintendo doesn't consistently put out trash. EA doesn't consistently put out trash, like, you know, without a break in the middle. You know, it's like, hey, maybe we'll put out a good game. So, I guess that's the standard now. And then you got Steam, or then you got Valve, who just doesn't make games anymore. The ultimate goal of every gaming company is to get so big that you just operate a storefront. That's what EA wants. That's what Ubisoft wants. They all want to be Valve so badly, but they haven't made a Portal yet. They haven't made a Team Fortress or a Portal yet to do it. Blizzard got close, but then they overplayed their hand way too hard and fucked up World of Warcraft, right? So, you know, there's that. Where's the support for Left 4 Dead, Valve? Where's my Left 4 Dead expansions? Don't you like your customers? FIFA is trash. That's a fair point. Those sports games have always been trash, though. Those sports games were trash before DLC was even introduced. I always saw the sports games as a way to just exploit people who like the licenses. It never really seemed like much more than that. After 2K lost their NFL license, that's about when it went downhill, in my opinion. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's how it is. Not that 2K is a fucking awful company, too. But again, they did XCOM. Now will they continue doing XCOM? That's a good question. I need to know. Because Chimera Squad wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I wanted, right? I hope they learned from that. And I tried to play Marvel Midnight Suns, and God help me, it's just so boring. It's just not as good as XCOM. I love Fire Axis, I really do, but I think them having to make a Marvel game or it was an interesting RPG. If you treat it like an RPG, it's fine. Just don't treat it as a strategy game. It's like an RPG with a heavy strategy element added to it. It's not really like, you know, a strategy game necessarily. It has some interesting elements, but overall the story's so boring. You are the chosen one, and you get to hang out with Blade and friends. I guess if you're waiting to Marvel, though, probably be pretty fun. I like to play it, but it is quite boring. Do they do Borderlands? Yeah, they publish Borderlands. So Gearbox develops Borderlands, as Nick Cliff said, but that is a 2K game right there. If I like Warhammer, if I like XCOM, give Warhammer Mechanist a shot. I've been meaning to for a while, Coyote Briggs. Maybe we will. I got it installed. I've been meaning to play it for the longest time. Although I will say, much like Minecraft, every game that has tried to like do what XCOM does is always like XCOM but worse. Just like Left 4 Dead and Minecraft, and I guess those two. Everyone who's tried to do a better XCOM has failed. Even the people who worked on XCOM tried to do a better XCOM and it didn't work. Ballista arrows fall from the east. Look out, don't hit those. They whipped out the ballista, I can't believe it. That's escalation. Not even like a huge EA fan. It's just they did so good with Dead Space. I'm conflicted. Again, it's like somebody who like pulled one of your toenails off with a pair of pliers while you were sleeping and woke you up and like laughed and thought it was funny. Like buying you a car 5 years later and you're like, what? And like, all right. Like, I don't know if I even hate you anymore. Giant nighttime. Send out your fucking worst. Pretty good. I'm willing to check it out. I'm sure it is fun. I'll say playing Darktide Warhammer. When I was playing that, I was getting the same feeling I did for Back for Blood, maybe even more so, to where I'm like, this isn't quite a Vermintide game. And then there was only like 5 levels, and I'm like, yeah, so we got another Back for Blood situation where it's like, we really want to make this a specific style of game, but we just can't seem to do it. That's sad, isn't it? It is weird how certain games like Left 4 Dead and I would say even like World of Warcraft and MMOs, because, you know, that Final Fantasy MMO is good, don't get me wrong, but it's not the same, right? Like, they just can't do it. Maybe it's that people don't buy it anymore. It's like when people say, I want to go back to the old days of multiplayer gaming. Well, people make the old games. You just don't buy them. Nobody plays them. They really wanted to go back to it. People would, like, buy the game, right? Exciting. Ah, I died. What I'm saying is it's the customer's fault. No. It kind of is, though. Like, see what happens? We stop buying the EA games. We stop buying the shitty ones, right? They release Command & Conquer Remastered. It doesn't require the EA launcher. It just works off Steam. And they're like, huh, that made us money. Let's redo that Dead Space. Send motive on that. And then they do Dead Space, and they're like, that made us money. And then things get better, but then people are like, I'm going to buy FIFA. And it just fucks it all up. Let's see, Crystal says, they don't get why Banjo-Kazooie got in Smash when it was Conqueror Eggman for a Sonic villain. All I can think is Banjo got in Smash because Nuts and Bolts and John Tron saw the game as trash. No, people just really like that game. Banjo-Kazooie did really good for Nintendo, and it did really good for Microsoft, too, and it's literally just what people wanted, and maybe the designers thought it was more interesting, because I think, I think having, like, Dr. Eggman, I like calling him Robotnik, I won't call him Robotnik. Dr. Robotnik or Dr. Wily would have been really smart and cool and more interesting. People like their 3D, like, people really like Banjo-Kazooie. Like, I'm not a fan of that game, so when I hear people talk about how great it is, I feel jealous. It's like, wow, I wish I knew. I got armor. Oh, Nick Cliff, the multiplayer for Duke Nukem Forever actually was worse than the main game. Due to it running on a modified version of Unreal 2, there were immediately aimbots. Like, right when the fucking game came out, Duke Nukem Forever, it instantly had aimbots. So the multiplayer, like, was serviceable, but only just barely. And then, you know, after like a week, it was just nothing but people using cheats. And it's like, well, fuck it. Why even try? I didn't mind Duke Nukem Forever's campaign entirely, though. I don't think all of Duke Nukem Forever was bad. The expansion wasn't too bad either. In fact, the expansion was kind of fun all the way through. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't a Duke Nukem game with, limited, weapons. And you can install a mod to fix stuff. Hell, people love Fallout New Vegas for that. But then again, Fallout New Vegas is good out of the gate. So, there's that too. But I don't think Duke Nukem Forever was as bad as, say, Halo Infinite. At least Duke Nukem Forever tried, kind of. Hey, guy, I don't know. I view these games as bad. You shouldn't pay full price for Duke Nukem Forever, Alien Colonial Marines. But then when I play them, I'm like, no, I see the good parts. It's just, all those games are just undercooked biscuits. I don't know how to put it. Like, it doesn't kill you to eat it, but it's like, man, I sure wish this was in the oven for a little longer. Duke took over a decade, though. No, they took a canceled game and then over the course of 6 months, hastily stapled it back together. That was not 12 years of them working. That was like a few years of them fumbling around while they were playing EverQuest and swapping from Quake to Unreal. And then them just not making anything afterwards. So, it's not quite. But that's game development, right? Now, Daikatana's way worse. And Daikatana, you can fix that fucker up with a patch too. There's a patched version of Daikatana that ain't so bad. I swear, it ain't so bad. Should you play it? I don't know. But they fix things like the AI companions being the worst fucking thing ever in existence. If you put Daikatana in front of me and Duke Nukem Forever and said you gotta play one At least I know if I play Duke Nukem Forever, the shooting mechanics are gonna work, right? Like, I can move around as Duke, and I can shoot, and I can for sure reach the end of the game, and there will be bad guys for me to fight, and maybe even a challenge here or there. Will it be as good as Duke Nukem 3D? Oh, fuck no, it won't, but at least it's functional, you know what I mean? I hate that that's my metric these days, though. Like, if I'm gonna shit on something, I'll shit on something for not quite being amazing. But then, like, the worst thing ever comes out, and I'm like, well, it is the worst thing ever, but, like, compare it to this other one, and it's pretty much just a below average game. I think it may have something to do with hype that, like, I just don't sync up with folks on. It may just be a hype issue with me. People will treat an average game or below average game that's been hyped up as if it was the worst fucking thing ever put out, and you're not wrong to have that opinion, right? That's fine, it's an opinion. Hell, my opinion's just an opinion too, so, you know, I'm not in a delusion about that, but like, comparably to the stuff that's sold that just doesn't work at all. Then again, you could just play this game for $5. You know what I mean? I do feel bad for people who like FIFA and stuff like that. But then again, like, why? This is a question. Why don't you just play the old FIFA game? Like, why do you want the new one? Like, why would you pay yearly for FIFA? If they re-released XCOM every year, I wouldn't pay for it. And I love XCOM. But if they just, like, kept re-releasing the same game with, like, a different roster and, like, maybe, like, a little bit of a change to how, like, the commentary works or whatever, I wouldn't care for that. Oh, yeah, Nick Cliff. Alien Colonial Marines is funny because the AI doesn't work due to a single typo. That's how you know they're rushing that. And you had the Borderlands guy, Randy Pitchford, going, "We love Aliens. We're so happy to work on such an established and great franchise, and I'm so excited. Look at all the Alien merch we just have laying around. We love Aliens." And then they released a game that has a bugged AI due to a typo, and they never even patched it because they didn't even know about the typo. Red Dragon Empress says, chocolate chip cookies are brownies. Brownies if I'm in the mood for something overly sweet. Cookies in general, though, because you can make a lot of different types of cookies. A rat! A cloak. I lose health? Well, I guess I got regeneration. %, chance of free relics. Looks like Region's gonna outdo it. Nice. Hell yeah, 2 summoners. Oh, this is a run, huh? And so my region now does this lack of regen, but I am not invincible. I didn't remember that. Get them, boys. Oh, why did I do that? I wanted the bones, that's why, but still, bad. Like, you could have a chocolate cookie, you could have a peanut butter cookie, you could have a cookie with blueberries in it. That's possible. I've seen it done. It's good. You can have a cookie with frosting. You can have a cookie without frosting. You could have an Oreo cookie. You could have a lot of different cookies. You could have a cookie the size of a pizza pie and it's all fresh and you like cut it with the pizza cutter. You know, that's some good stuff. You can put weed in the cookies. Kill him! Kill him! Ah! Cody Briggs like try pistachio cookies. Empress doesn't like pistachio. I've had avocado ice cream and it was good, but the thing about avocado ice cream and pistachio ice cream is that you gotta remember at the core, it's like cream and sugar. So like the avocado or the pistachio, I mean, it's there, but it's barely. Virginia wants a cookie. They call them biscuits in the other side of the planet, which is interesting. And then our cake is like ridiculous. American cake is nuts. We put all the sugar in there. Yeah, they call them biscuits in Europe. I like that, though. Oh, Alien Resurrection, Lee. Alien Resurrection's pretty good. I mean, it's dated, but not as much as you'd expect. Maybe we should play it here someday. I do love my retro shooters. That's about as retro as it gets, because that was one that, like, a lot of people slept on. I remember until that Civi video and a few others, people were going, oh, don't play that. It's rated terrible. I'm like, you didn't play it, did you? I remember renting that one at Blockbusters and being like, holy shit. Look at the art and the detail. But at that time, people shat on it because they didn't like the movie. Like, Alien Resurrection wasn't a good movie. I thought Alien Resurrection wasn't too bad. Like, yeah, the story was kind of cheesy, but it had some really good moments in it. Maybe I'm just easy to please in some ways. Like, they got Sigourney Weaver. She showed up. There was aliens, and they brought in a new one. And okay, the commander character was like a very funny Three Stooges type character. He was kind of comedic. I'll give it that. Some of the moments in it were more funny than scary. Absolutely. It was more of an action movie. It wasn't like the original to where it was like a thriller or, something like that. I get that. You want the form, the true to form. I get it. That's why we got Prometheus. Because they were giving it to you like... No. I don't know. Banana nut bread? Oh, that's good. Like, yeah, if you don't mind the bananas. I like bananas, by the way. But, yeah, banana nut bread's really good. It goes really nice in the morning. Like, I'd rather have a piece of banana nut bread in the morning than, like, a granola bar. But then again, it is cake, so... I'd rather have a piece of birthday cake than have to eat a piece of celery for breakfast. Well, of course. I can't get down with celery. Any vegetable that I gotta, like, slab with peanut butter to make it taste good. Hard pass. Banana bread, no raisins. I don't mind the raisins. I like the raisins, but you know. Sometimes you just want something just right. I understand that too. It's not that you hate the raisins, probably. It's just like, no, I just prefer to have it raw style. Raw style. Ooh. Like the quarantine section in Alien Resurrection. I like in the movie, I like the Ridley clones. That was a great scene. What are the colored cookies called? Just colored cookies, I guess. You just call them by what color they are. I like cookies with the M&Ms in them. That is insane. Whoever thought of that was a genius. They need to give them the Nobel Peace Prize. Milano cookies? Yeah, I had those. Those are pretty good. They sell them in little bags, and they're not bad. It's like Oreo, but they put fudge in it, and it's basically like that. It's another sandwich cookie. It was on about the game. Alien Resurrection is pretty good. Jinyo likes a cheese Danish. Danishes are good. You don't see enough Danishes around my parts. It's all about the cinnamon rolls, which I love cinnamon rolls. Don't get me wrong. I'd say cinnamon rolls are probably one of my favorite of the pastries. Macaroons are the colored ones. Yeah, you got it right. Those are macaroons. Yeah, fucker, haste! Fuck him up! Hurt him! Make the old man bleed! Well, I grab bones. You're not my real father! Take him away, boys. Oh, that's what you sound like. Ugh. Bat swarm. More bats. A movie adaptation, Monopoly. Yeah, you know what? I'd like to see that. They'll probably make it edgy and have like an awful, like, you know, you watched the movie, you're participating in capitalism kind of message. I don't know, screw it. If you're gonna make a Monopoly movie, get a big fat communist to make it perfect. I mean, that's what people want, right? Whether they admit it or not. Like, you either wanted to watch it or you wanted to shit on it, right? It's like, oh boy, they're releasing another shitty movie. Oh, I'm so happy. I mean, I'm angry. Oh, why do they keep releasing these shitty movies? I guess I gotta watch it. Tell people my opinion. Guys, did you know that Velma sucks? Yeah, I watched it good. That movie sucked. I had my fist clenched in rage around my throbbing member the entire time watching Velma and the Ghostbusters reboot and the Ghostbusters reboot. Oh, boy. I know you guys probably hated it, but I think I hated the most of all because I was the biggest fan of the original property. It's a little known fact. I keep it a secret. It's my secret shame. My secret, I keep it to myself. Being such a tremendous fan takes a lot of work and dedication, you see. I don't have time to revel in the glory of being the #1 superfan. But let me tell you, the new thing sucked. I watched every minute of it. Oh, I watched it. I soaked it in. I watched it 3 times just so I could pinpoint the areas to which it sucked. And I will talk about it at length for hours and hours. I will make video upon video talking about it. Monetized video. I don't do it for the money, though. I do it for the love of just finding awful things that I hate and just, watching the shit out of it. Oh, yeah. Good times. I like to play Sonic 06 and then tell people, how could this have happened? How could this have happened? How could this have happened? I'm died. How could that have happened? I'm dead. How could that have happened? I was a fan of the game up till that point. Now I don't know. I think I might hate it. Oh. Hi, CP1. Sorry, I missed you there. Let's see. I think one sad, this isn't a critique, by the way, this is just something I noticed. One thing I think isn't great is that it seems like the cartoons with the greatest success are all parody, and it sucks that that's what it takes to get things seen, you know? Not that it's wrong if you're doing parodies. Not like, oh, you're contributing to the downfall of entertainment by making a no, that's hyperbolic. But you know, or rather, like I wish that there was a more efficient way to view animated stuff so that parody isn't all what rises to the top, whether it be fan art or parody, you know, mocking a thing, either or. Like, you know, if somebody said, hey, Hellman, did you see this funny ass Game of Thrones cartoon? I bet I wouldn't care about it. I bet most people wouldn't either. But if somebody said, did you see this funny ass parody of the Velma cartoon? People would be like, lining up for that shit. Like, oh, I gotta watch. Very topical. I need my topical humor. I need it animated, right? Now, I don't want there to be crunch. Crunch is wrong. But I really like my topical animated shit where it's like, what? So you want your video games and your very topical animations and all these things that, you know, require crunch, but you don't want crunch. Like, what do you want? Like, I want a nice cold hot dog. It's like, what? Maybe I'm complaining too much, though. I'm not trying to complain about complaints. I realize the futility in that. Just speaking my mind in these early hours. Thankfully, I think I'm not as sick as I was earlier. I'm still a little woozy. but no headache, which is good. You got sad when they canceled Inside Job? Yeah, that was a good cartoon. It is weird, isn't it? But that's the profit. I mean, that's just how these things make profit. They stand to gain a lot more money by making 2 seasons of a really good show than cutting it off before it gets terrible, right? And then have people just obsess over it. It's like Invader Zim. You know how much fucking Invader Zim merch they sold? Like a lot. You know what didn't affect that? Making more episodes of the show had no impact on the Invader Zim merch at all. Like, and they're still selling it to this day. And that the movie The Florpus had nothing to do with why people are still buying the shit out of Invader Zim merch. It has nothing to do with it at all. I don't think Netflix is self-sabotaging. I think they're making the correct financial move. And it just sucks for anybody who likes the product. Unfortunately, like, you didn't cancel your Netflix. I bet you still got your I canceled my Netflix. Not because of Inside Job, just because their movie collection blows. Oh, and they're gonna raise the prices and be like, you can't share your password anymore. Blow off. Then I'll just like not use your. I just won't pay for your fucking service. Then goodbye. We all have that freedom. Purple Durple wants Family Guy on Netflix. Yeah, that's why I kept my Hulu account. There's shit to watch on Hulu. That one's all right. I don't mind Hulu so much. It's pretty inoffensive. Plus, if you don't want to pay for Hulu, you can just like watch it with ads, right? So that's pretty decent of them. Tubi's free, and Tubi's okay. They got Mike Tyson's Mysteries over on Tubi, and you can watch that, all the episodes, for free right now. What I think of people who take astrology seriously, you gotta look into the unknown and believe in something. I mean, you don't have to, but your life will be easier if you can stare into the abyss and see something instead of just nothing. If life doesn't have a little bit of mystique to it, it gets, you can get, I notice that people who believe in that kind of shit are less depressed. I'll say that. They say dumb things, possibly, you know, that maybe dumb things you don't agree with, but, you know, if their system's working for them and it's keeping, you know, it's keeping them in line, I don't see the harm in it. Now, should they push it onto other people? Oh, no. Yeah, but people take it too seriously. As long as they're not using it on me, I'm fine. I just treat it like I would religion. Like, you like astrology? Yep, I'm a Virgo. I'm like, that's cool. My horoscope says I'm gonna have a good day today. I'm like, that's nice. Nothing wrong with that. But if they're like, hey, you can't go to work today, why? My horoscope says you're gonna die today and you just stay home and not do work. I'd be like, well, I do want to take the day off, but damn. Yeah, get out of here, giant fister. Fuck his shit. Cursed. Curse him. Curse him good. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Ow. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, ooh, ah. Yeah, you old bitch. I'm dying. Fire rain. Oh, I love gout as a debuff. Big Dipper is astrology. I mean, kinda. You can. Okay, I'll say this. if you're way into astrology and you actually look at the stars and can like tell what time it is or tell what day of the month it is by looking up in the sky, that's convenient. You can actually learn some reasonably useful skills by getting way into astrology. So, you know, being aware of the sky and what's in the sky, even though following it around like a religion is kind of goofy, it's not entirely without merit. It's just, you know, you got to look at it abstractly, right? Like, if someone can look up and say like, hey, isn't it Tuesday? It's like, why? Well, I'm seeing the Big Dipper right here right now, and that only happens on Tuesdays. Like, oh, all our Tuesdays of this part of the month, right? They're really good at their shit. That could be cool. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. The Romic Knights kick my ass. I'm scared of these guys. I like to look at the bright side of people's beliefs, you know, at least when it, and I don't mean to be judgmental, but at least when it's, you know, not so useful, right? Like, I believe in astrology. Well, you know, the stars, or like, I believe in a religion that's charitable. Well, at least you're charitable, right? At least at least it fosters some kind of positive thing out of you. Instead of they're like, I don't believe in anything and fuck you all and I'll eat all the cake and I don't know shit about anything. And I'm angry about that. It's like, oh boy. It's great to have that around. Have fun. They all got their bows and arrows. Oh. Oh, it's just like football. Oh, the 20, the 30, the 40. Oh. Touchdown. What we got? Oh, I'm dead. Interesting meta for this game. I had to hold my breath and think about it. Usually when somebody asks me what my sign is, I just lie because it's funny. It's like, oh, I thought you was a Virgo. And it's like, well, when you said I was a Virgo, you said it made total sense and you predicted my day and everything was correct and all your predictions were completely spot on and you knew everything about me based off of my sign. But I lied to you about my sign. Isn't that funny? Yet you got everything right. It's almost like you're just a reasonable judge of character, but you've construed it into magic. But I mean, what do I get by tearing somebody down who believes in that? I always try to remember that when I'm like angry at somebody's weird thing, right? It's like, what do I gain by shitting all over this? And 99% of the time it's like, well, bizarre satisfaction, I guess. Oh, that was satisfying. I was right. Aren't I so right? That's a good feeling, though. I ain't gonna knock it. How good it feels to be right about shit. Oh, validation, sweet validation. I'd warn about validation, though. Validation is nice, but it's definitely, doesn't make your life better. Not necessarily. It could in some cases, but you know what I mean, like in the petty case, right? Validation is a good thing. Sometimes you need it. Everybody needs a victory. Or you got to have some kind of concrete feeling that you at least, like, you know what's left and right and up and down, at least, you know, understanding of the world around you. But if you need validation in order to feel that all the time, right? If it becomes a repetitive need, it's not too dissimilar from a drug addiction. Except you leech off of people, like their thoughts and, you know, time. I think one of the worst things you can do is not respect somebody's free time. Or work time, for that matter. I just assumed people to respect people's work time, but God, you know, a lot of folks don't. But, you know, it's not accounting for bastards, right? You gotta respect people's free time. One thing I definitely get embarrassed of when I make a critique of is when I start, like, shitting on somebody's, like, free time hobby. And I'm like, wait, what am I doing? Like, I like to collect stamps. Well, fuck your stamps, you stupid piece of shit. You dumb fuck with your dumb fucking coin collection. What do you think you're doing with your stupid toy trains, you son of a bitch? And I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I angry about this? Do what they want in their free time. Hey, Carissa Wolfhart, good to see you. I'm doing okay this morning. A little ill. Still gonna go to work, though, because I ain't got a temperature. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a cold. Hard to say. Or maybe I just ate a bad pepperoni. I have a night now, you fucks. Get him. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, fuck, kill him. Kill him. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, regen that health. Okay, don't worry about bones. I'm dead. I got cornered. Hey, I got confirmation. All right, well, later tonight, over on Rip. You guys don't know Rip, and I really can't link stuff. But, yeah, over on Rip Stud's channel over on Twitch tonight at like 9 p.m. or something like that. I think like 7 p.m. We'll figure it out. We are going to play Backrooms. So we got a little extra stream tonight. It won't be over here though. It'll be on another channel. Mental health wasn't doing good, Chris. I understand that. I hope you're doing better now. Mental health is a tough thing to wrestle with. Doing a bit better this month. Good to hear, Chris. Keep it up. You're doing good. Being able to pull out of that means a lot. That's my adventure in re-rolling. I don't like any of them. How long will I stream? As long as I got this morning. I'm going to get a call to work in a moment, then I'm out. And then I'll be spending the day off for the most part. Maybe back at like, possibly 2 p.m. or so, something like that. pop by, do an extra one after work, maybe, probably, more likely than not, I'll do that. It'll be it'll be a bonus, more like a makeup for missing up Sunday, but Sunday I was out of it. It was not going to be a good one on Sunday, I can promise you. And the sleep was way better for me than streaming, so sometimes you just got to take care of yourself, you know what I mean? I think that's one of the worst parts about working in entertainment, like whether it's crunch or anything. Making people happy requires work, no matter how you slice it, right? So if you like entertaining people and if you think it's fun to do that, you got to remember to know when to go, looks like it ain't happening today, you know what I mean? So I hope this makes up for it a little bit. Maybe we'll pop on and do a little bonus one here in the, mid-afternoon. It'll be fun. We'll do some more, I don't know, Pizza Tower or something like that. I do got a huge stack of good indie games I want to show you guys, but I'm saving a lot of them for the random streams. Oh, business is fine, Woodsman. They fucked up my chest. Haven't streamed in a while, though. You know, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. You know, it's something. But you guys are good. I got a good audience. So, it's always nice to jump on, even during odd hours when there's not a whole lot of time. But it's got to be fun, and that's the core of it. But okay, so fun doesn't fix things like sleep. It's something we learn at a very young age, but it's even more relevant when you do any hobby involving art or any hobby that turns into more than just a regular hobby, I suppose is a good way to put it. It can be a tough balance, but any day that you choose to actually rest and take care of yourself is a good day. And besides, I think one of the worst types of fandoms I've seen has been with the angry video game nerd, where people are like, they're shitting on that guy hard for having a family. Basically, it's like, oh, the quality went down. Videos were once better, and now they're not. I think James Rolfe owes us a little something. It's like, what? He doesn't owe you shit. he could just take off, and if he wants to, you'll just have the deal. And I hadn't seen like a decline in the quality of the AVGN videos either, so I'm like, okay, whatever you say. You see, he uses the same camera angle here as he did in another episode. It's like, okay, and... well, it's just, it's part about the decline. It's like, man, he's making you free internet videos. Well, they're not free. I have to watch the sponsorship. It's like, oh, please. Acting like an ad roll or a sponsorship part of the video. It's like, I'm doing my part. If you don't like the videos, just, I don't know, don't watch them. I don't understand the feeling of betrayal. I used to watch the Bugs Bunny episode of AVGN every week, and it kept me happy. And the latest episode, the Doom one, it did not make me happy. And I'm pissed. I'm just fucking angry. It's like, damn, but he's just there to take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. He's not there to, like, keep you from being sad. I didn't remember that part of that song. He'd rather eat a buffalo's dick than you shed one single fucking tear. He'd rather sacrifice his own well-being so that you could giggle at 12 in the morning. He's the angriest slave you've ever heard. He's making videos until his... Oh, God. Angry video game slave. More videos, Mr. Rolf. Get up. It's like my baby's dying. You can make another one. Now, I want it to be funny, and I want it to be like the Bugs Bunny episode, but bigger. And bring back Mike Matei, or I'm quitting my job of watching your videos. And I think I might have to call the Better Business Bureau. Because, you know... Oh, I didn't have invincibility frames while dashing? Boy, I should have had that. Well, I've been playing this game wrong. I like the AVGN too. It's just an example, though. You know, you got to take care of yourself because endlessly trying to satisfy people just don't work out. It's just not the best. Now, if you can do it, by all means, you know, go nuts. You kick ass. Show them. Super Mario Frustration. Is that one of those Kaizo Mario hacks to where the game's like ridiculously hard? Those are fun for a little bit. Gonna stream Spyro the Dragon. That'd be fun. Bob says, I don't know if I'm bored, depressed, or both. You're probably depressed because you're bored. You know? I know that feeling. Like, Bob, that Dead Space game legitimately made me happy. And I know it's just a video game, right? It's just a bit of media, but the fact that they did a good job and I liked it, I was like, oh, fuck. I'm engaged in this thing. This thing's got my attention for a good 30, 40 hours. And that was great. And now that it's over, I'm like, it's like there's something missing, right? And I feel like we go through phases with that, with entertainment and all that. Sure, I think we're all depressed to a degree, but you need entertainment as a even animals get entertainment. You know what I mean? I've seen animals play around and stuff and like push each other into water. Goats will like ram people. Rams will like bonk you, knock you over. They think that's the best thing in the world, and they have fun. And just like that, we gotta have fun too. But we're like real picky compared to the animal kingdom because we're better than them, smarter. They can't see why the AVGN videos are an affront to mankind. Anyways, you gotta find stuff. You gotta find media. You gotta find hobbies. You gotta find things to do. Something to look forward to. Something to where when you're going to sleep at night, you're like, oh boy, I can't wait to do this, right? Pistolier. Ooh. A bony guy with a gun. So here's a question. How do you fight off the monotony of dry spells for entertainment and fun? I think one of the best things you can do is find one of those endless hobbies. Like if you hadn't tried making music, for example, right? Like just learn one of those artistic hobbies that doesn't have like a huge investment at the start end of it. Make a song or two, or maybe just learn how to make something good. Pick up Blender, try to learn 3D maybe, although that's a little bit hard, right? I said pick an easy one. But find a hobby like that. Drawing, music, those are the big two, I think. Illustration and music are probably the easiest and most friendly to just get into. Then create something, and if you feel like it, share it. And, you know, revel in that, but, you know, keep moving forward. And maybe that'll carry you over to, like, the next, I don't know, the show that you never knew existed comes out, and you're like, oh, this show comes out once a week. It's pretty fucking good. Or, I don't know, maybe they'll legalize some new wonder drug. And it's like, damn, it's like beer and crack, and it's legal, and you can just drink all you want, it doesn't kill you. You know, whatever. Or, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a third thing. I can't. Something, though. Or revel in misery. That's another thing. You could also, like, take it out on other people. That's one thing that you can always do. What good is a society if you can't razzle them once in a while? Razzle them. You can't razzle them once in a while. I gotta shake the cage, let people know things suck. Is it right to do that? No, not really. Does it feel good? Indisputably. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to discourage people from doing it, right? Like, dude, how do you sleep at night being an asshole? And it's like, well, I sleep at night being an asshole knowing that that was funny. Damn, that Archer guy, bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah, I couldn't quite get into Spyro and a lot of those others, but I definitely see the quality in them. I think that's one thing that always vexes me. I really want to get into things that other people really, really enjoy that I try, and I just can't quite make it work. Glass harmonica. I like every instrument. Like, you can pick just about any of them and they're pretty good. I'd say my favorite instrument's the synthesizer, right? But it's like, which instrument in the synthesizer then? Because it's more like a genre of instruments, if there were any. Anyways, pickups don't disappear anymore, and my dash has iframes, which I desperately needed way back. Bob says, what do you do in the span of 1 week? Your computer dies, your girlfriend gets in a car accident, so money's tied up for a long time. That's a rough one. I remember not having a computer for a long time, and essentially what I did is I came home and I watched cable TV, and you know, that was about it. So I had to pick up art, right? I don't know if you're an arty guy or if you do any art, but like I said, illustration's free. I wouldn't, you know, fixate particularly on one thing, but seeing as computers cost money, and so does like your girlfriend's health and everything else, I couldn't exactly tell you what to do, but you gotta find something that doesn't involve money. And that's tough. Because, like, telling somebody who doesn't care to draw that, like, hey, you should do illustration is kind of like saying, hey, you should just do what makes me happy. That's not really good advice, is it? But, it would be a good opportunity for you to try to find something that makes you happy, like Shit, I hate that all I can suggest is illustration. And without the computer, it makes it harder because, unfortunately, one of the hard truths is a lot of the free entertainment we get is off our computer. But you're watching on something, right? So maybe you could use that device to learn how to make some music, or maybe you could use it to make some art of some variety. Hard to acquire games on an iPhone, though, or, tablet. If you catch my drift. But an active hobby helps out a lot. Yeah, Bob's cell phone games do suck. Vampire Survivors is on cell phone. But, yeah, I'm trying to think of a good cell phone game. Dead Cells, that game's on cell phone. But, they don't control very well. They really need to bring FTL over to Android. It still kind of pisses me off to this day. Like, why not put FTL on Android? Like, why do you hate Android so much? What happened? I mean, fair enough, right? But like, there's a lot of really good games that could be on cell phones that are not. They got Castlevania Symphony of the Night on cell phone. I know that one's on there, and that's an okay port, but that's not going to get you very far, and it still costs money, right? That's not a free one. That one's going to cost you a bit of money. XCOM 2 and XCOM are on the cell phone, but those cost money as well. If I was going to suggest a cell phone game, though, if you have, like, proclivity for the classics, the XCOM ports on cell phones ain't so bad. But again, they cost money, so, it's not like I'm say, here's a free thing you can do. I guess my advice is you just gonna have to dig harder for fun shit, Or find somebody who doesn't want their computer anymore, and hopefully they're giving you a good deal on it. That's Well, you spend $200 on a discount computer and like, oh boy, I got a computer back, and then it fucking breaks, or you find out why they sold it. It's like, oh, that's why, because it's got like heating issues or something like that. So yeah, I get it. I've been there. My solution for that, though, not that you asked, was fuck, I just want this guy to die so bad. Kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him now. Do it, kill him. Okay, thank you. Anyways, yeah, I got a E-Machine computer that was on sale for like $250 and a GT660 for $50. So, with about $300, I turned a computer into what was essentially like a weird Xbox 360 powered little, turbo efficient gaming computer. So if you're angling up to get another computer, Bob, I definitely recommend buying a cheap little gets the job done for like, $250, $300, and then grab one of those $50 graphics cards. Trader Dan says 1650, 1660, 1050 Ti. Yeah, those little 50-watt cards. Dan's got it right. Dan is definitely somebody who would know it. I almost want to build one of those again. There's something nice about building like a little cheapo efficient rig and being like, holy shit, this thing runs Elden Ring. Get yourself like a computer with an i3 and like 16 gigabytes of DDR3 memory, right? You know what I mean? Little out of date, right? But not bad. Once you toss in like a 1050 Ti, boot that sucker up, and it's like it's a little weak. Actually, it might be a little bit stronger than a PS4. Now that I think about it. I mean, it wouldn't be awful. You could do a lot of things with something like that. Slowly, of course, and most assuredly at 1080p. But I mean, 1080p is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So what? You got to play things on medium settings and turn anti-aliasing off. Not a bad sacrifice compared to nothing at all, right? Not that it's just that easy, of course. 2 a.m. over there. Yeah, it's getting pretty early in the morning over here too, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad I was able to catch you guys. Again, sorry that Sunday kind of got bopped. Try to do a little bonus here for you y'all. For y'all over here. What'll I do? I don't know. I'll do something too. Probably more Pizza Tower, something like that. Although I would like to do XCOM again. I'll probably force you guys to watch some XCOM soon. I like XCOM. Cannoneer, hell yeah, bring out the Cannoneer, whatever that is. Oh, I super fucking died. Fun game here, though. Oh yeah, Armored Core. We'll bring back some Armored Core too. And God Hand, Bob. I hadn't forgotten God Hand. I don't know about doing God Hand today, because by the time we hit like 2, I'm probably gonna be a little bit tired. But 2, 3, 4, I'm not sure exactly what, somewhere around then. Anyways, yeah, Bob, for you, I'll make sure to fire up some God Hand this week. And maybe some Armored Core. We'll lean back into some PS2 giving, since guys are showing some PS1 and PS2 nostalgia. Dan says i5 or Ryzen 5 great starter CPUs. Yeah, with a little bit of budgeting you can build up. One of the nice things about building the computer and getting the graphics card last is that if you can get like the motherboard, RAM, and other bits and bobs, or at least just a discount box, like you immediately have a computer that can do stuff. There's games you can play without the GPU. Not many, but they're there. And, you know, the graphics card upgrade really isn't a bridge too far from that. So once you get the graphics, you're like, boom, good to go. How it went for me, I had my little E-machine with my little dual core in it, and it couldn't really run too much. It ran a couple of indie games. That was about it. Then I tossed in the 660 and like, oh shit, I'm playing Left 4 Dead at 1080 60. Nice. You know, good times. Wouldn't run Rage for weird reasons, but what are you gonna do? So, Bob, I'd suggest picking up something like Illustration or music and scrounging up for a discount box with the open PCI Express slot. You can get yourself a 1050 or 1550 Ti or whatever, one of them little ones that doesn't require power connection. You just plug and play, boom, good to go. And you'll have yourself a nice little box. It'll probably last you forever, by the way. The other thing that's of note is that if you have a really low wattage computer, it's just not gonna die. Like, unless something really extreme happens to it, it's not gonna generate a lot of heat. The parts aren't gonna get a lot of wear and tear. And it's one of the unspoken benefits to those little cheap rigs is that they are basically immortal. As long as you, like, dust it once every 5 years. You know, as long as the fans aren't coated in dust, you're fine. So I heavily recommend that. And, yeah, I hope you get sorted soon. Because, it sucks not having a computer. I know how that is. All right, I hate to bounce. Again, I would love to stay longer, but I gotta get out of here. Like I said, about sometime in the afternoon, we'll be back with a little extra stream here. And I really appreciate you coming by this early on a Sunday out of nowhere to watch the Boneraiser's Minions, because I love this game. It's a fun little indie game. It's $5. Speaking of $5, I made my money back twice over. Thank you, Bistro and Cheese Block, for your generosity. I appreciate you very much. Thank y'all for sponsoring. Austin Fat Pretzel and, oh geez, I believe, I don't know, they make it hard for me to see. I wish they had like a list of people who are here that are sponsors so I could thank them while they're here. Nick Cliff, that was one I forgot. Sorry, Nick Cliff, I didn't forget you. It's like green names, blue names, and other names, and I get confused. You know what? I'm gonna put together a better way to thank members. I think that'll be something I'm gonna do while I'm at work. I'm gonna set that up a little bit. All right. So I apologize for not being very thankful. Well, it's not that I'm not thankful. You know, I'm gonna thank all the members right now. Fuck it, let's go. But I also want to make a better effort at thanking folks. Now I'm looking for it, and they're making it hard. Where are they? Show me the damn members, YouTube. Damn. Oh man, like clicking five things over. I don't know them by heart. Where is it? See, there it is. Okay. Thank you, Damian Wolf, Bardix, Matthias Crovis, Cheese Block, Ness, Sam Bennett, Undead Bowser, Sick Bay Savage, Soul Hunter, Lucky Nugget, Erwin the Fox, Austin T, James Kemp, Resda Boy, Raving Raven, Mace, Dev Lightning, Cody LaPont, Victor Linares, Key to Between, Grim Chaos, Mark Saxon, Moon Foxo, Soda Pop, Queso Dip, Joy Boy, Garza Dragon, Nick Cliff, Red Dragon Empress, The Fat Pretzel, Millie Wonka, Pokemon's Master, Arnifrin Renzo, Rebel Reborn, Link Kariri, Necromouser, Poet Finn, Truman FGG, Tactical Turtle, Lord Sparklebottom, and Mixiv. I appreciate you very much. Mix has been a member for 49 months. Holy shit. Hey, Mixiv. I don't see him in chat, but he's been here forever. Cool guy, Mixiv. I'm subscribing to him. He's got 1 subscriber. Now he's got 2 subscribers. Okay. I gotta go, everybody. And by the way, thank you for watching. So thank you, Chrysalis, Chrissa, Lee, Austin, CP1, good old Bob Neiman, and again, I hope things get better soon for you, man. Trader Dan and everybody, y'all have a good morning. We'll see you again in the afternoon at some time. Keep an eye out. Sorry I don't have like a strict schedule for today, but that's just how it is. And before I go, let's settle the vote. With 48 votes this early in the morning. Best thing before work, caffeine, #1 at 35%, I'm sorry. Cutting people off on the freeway, 33%. Breakfast, 2%, and shower, 8%. You know, I'm kind of surprised at that cutting people off on the freeway would have been less. Bob, don't worry, you didn't bum me out. I just want to help out, man. you can rest easy. You didn't bum anybody out. But I hope my advice is somewhat helpful because you're a good dude and you and your girlfriend don't deserve to be in such shit. So best wishes to you and your girl, and I hope you're able to solve your computer situation soon. If you want any help with it, feel free to ask. I'm happy to help. You're a good guy, Bob. All right, y'all have a good morning. We'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, everybody.